The 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second chance points in the NBA. In second, the Rockets.
That's an effort on the backboard.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Now here is Smith. Screen by Howard. And Harden wide open. He shoots.
They've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. That's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
And the Knicks making a change here. Aflalo's checked in. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Smith. It's stolen by Anthony. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Knocked loose. Armstrong kicks to Aflalo. Pass to Porzingis. From deep. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut to just 5 points in the basket from Aflalo.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Ariza. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Anthony can't hit.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And that one's good. 7 points for Trevor Ariza.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Here's Anthony following the score by Trevor Ariza. Anthony with it. He's picked up by Ariza. And it's Anthony again missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Lin against Armstrong. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
A different look for New York. Sanders checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis, and Thomas subbed in for Anthony. And then for Houston, Capella's checked in, and it's Thornton in for James Harden. Now here's Sanders. His shot is good, making a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, let it go. I mean, you got to play freely and with confidence.
Now, here's O'Quinn after Jeremy Lin's miss. Here's Aflalo, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
A really strong second quarter in terms of scoring the basketball.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Lin, that's a two-pointer. The Rockets again can't hit.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even consider taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Back to Thomas. The dish to Sanders. Up top, Armstrong. On the wing of Aflalo. Let's go. No good there off the double clutch. And we're through the first. close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. For the Knicks, Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Porzingis. Lance Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Armstrong subbed in for Jose Calderon. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Thornton comes in for Trevor Ariza. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Lawson in for Patrick Beverly. So on the floor for Houston, we've got Moniunas. Jeremy Lin is out there with Lawson. Then it's Thornton. And it's Capella in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Trevor Booker. That's his first personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 9.
Trevor Booker.
And Thornton drops 2.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
Hardaway. Not enough on that one as it misses. And so it's Houston with it. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. And the foul called on Free. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. And the first one drops.
Taking 2 shots.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Boy, his hands weren't the steadiest at the line that time, but that was all they needed to put a cap on this one.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan. James Harden. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before. And that brings us to the end of our broadcast.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. For the Pacers, they come in off a win in their last game against the Pistons in Detroit. They have to be pleased with the way things have gone for them this season, winning 3 of their first 4 games. They've been a confident-looking team since the end of the preseason. And you look at Carmelo Anthony, no question a superstar scorer in this league. Won an NCAA title at Syracuse. Mm-hmm. Shaq, is he still one of the top stars in the NBA?
He's in the top 15. He was in the top 10, but...
What an arbitrary...
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Jarrell Arthur. And it's C.J. Miles in for Monte Ellis. And then for New York, Sanders checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. And Armstrong subbed in for Jose Calderon. And New York, looking at who they've got, Armstrong in at point guard. Anthony out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then it's Sanders. And it's Aflalo in at the 2 spot. The Knicks shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
The Pacers making a switch here. Nicholson's checked in. Hill drives in. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
A great job to kick it back and create the easy one.
Fantastic decision at high speed.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. The 15-footer, good.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
No, to the contrary. They haven't provided much resistance at all. And in this game, you've got to play both ends of the floor.
Hill kicks to Mahimi. And the rejection by Armstrong. And the call will be against George Hill. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for the Pacers. And New York with a change here, too. Thomas is checked in. Out to the wing. Dishes to Aflalo. New York moving the ball around. Clock at 6. Thomas passes to Sanders. New York needs to get off a shot. And now it's Hill running. He can go all the way. Basket is good. The assist from Stuckey.
Well, they need those kinds of plays right now. I mean, smart defense generating some offense.
And really, Clark, that's the way you get yourself back into the game. Key stops and then try to get out in transition for some easy ones. This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Armstrong dishes to Aflalo. No good with the triple. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding. I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Coming up, Pacers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Turner's checked in for Ian Mahimi. Booker, he's checked in for the Knicks. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Thomas a screen. At the elbow, it's free. Back to Thomas. There's the pass to Booker. Shoots from 12. Good work defensively by Stuckey. And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
And you know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Knicks.
That mid-range shot has been a weapon for them up to this point, fellas.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
C.J. Miles and Paul George are the wingmen. Turner is out there with Arthur. And it's Ellis at the point guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Here's Anthony. The rebound by Paul George.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Ellis can't get it to go.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
New York, no good that time either. Last outing for Indiana, they won that game against Detroit.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponents.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
The Pacers making a switch here. Hill's checked in, and a switch here also for New York. Porzingis, he's checked in for Booker. And there's the 3-second violation. Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year. Number 1, the Knicks.
You know, I don't know if the numbers even told the story. I mean, their defense was as good as it gets, often just leaving their opponents completely demoralized.
Now coming onto the court are your teammates.
A chance now to see the numbers for Monte Ellis. Last season's performance per him put up about 15 points per, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Nice shot by Arthur.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
Armstrong passes to Calderon. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Lopez outside. New York moving it around. Armstrong. That's tipped. They get it back. That's good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Arthur sets the pick for Ellis. Pass to George. Battles through traffic and lays it in. George has got his first 2 points.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be over with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Mahinmi's checked in for Indiana. And New York with a change here, too. Sanders is checked in. The shot by Anthony, no good.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Got a hand on it. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. And that one's good.
Well, if you're going to...
And through the first...
Well, Carmelo, what a...
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. And New York with a change here, too. Armstrong's checked in. And New York looking at who they've got. Armstrong, he's in at the point. Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's a Flalo. And it's Lopez in at the 5, down low. Porzingis passes to a Flalo. Here's Lopez, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Lopez has got 6.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
And the Pacers can't get it to go. New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Anthony with it. George picks him up. Flalo left side. Here's Lopez, and that one's good. He's got 8.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will to second chance points.
Flalo left side. Passes it to Lopez. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Lopez has got 6 here in this quarter. And Miles kicks to Ellis. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Armstrong passes to Porzingis. Armstrong against Ellis. And it's Armstrong missing.
The spin freed him up, but he just couldn't follow through with the shot.
12 points for Ellis.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Porzingis passes to Armstrong. Lopez a screen on Ellis. Here's Porzingis. He's guarded by Arthur. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
How about a look at the Pacers and where they ranked in the NBA last season? 9th in opponent points per game, 12th in fewest turnovers per game. As for three-point shooting, not a strong point for them. Top 20 in the league. They've got room for improvement in that area.
And back to their ranking in terms of opponents' points per game. Kind of an old school stat, but sometimes pace of play can factor in. But make no mistake, they made things difficult for their opponents.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hill. Nicholson comes in for Terrell Arthur. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Ellis. Stuckey against Armstrong. Stolen by Miles. 46 seconds left in the third. Here's Stuckey. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
New York moving the ball around. Knocked away and stolen by Stuckey. And now Stuckey running the floor all by himself.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
And it's Armstrong missing. And a fast break now for the Pacers. And again, it's Rodney Stuckey. Stuckey's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Armstrong with it. No good, trying to...
And now, let's hear it for your teammates.
And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. Nicholson's checked in for Indiana. Paul George comes in for Rodney Stuckey. Then for the Knicks, Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Kyle O'Quinn. Derek Williams comes in for Sanders. And Armstrong subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. C.J. Miles is out there with Paul George. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. Then it's Turner. And it's Nicholson in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And Miles kicks to George. The feed to Turner. The shot's good on the assist by George. 6 points for Miles Turner.
They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. I mean, I think they came out with some tired legs to start, but they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged.
Armstrong kicks to Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Calderon has the open look. Misses, and he wants that one back.
High quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Clark.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for New York.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Carmelo Anthony. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team. Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
Inside, here's George, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And he's good on the second. 27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Shooting for Indiana. Freak. At the line for 2.
And that one misses. And the second free throw, good. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now the dish to Mahinmi. Nicholson kicks to George. Feeds it to Mahinmi. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
And a wide open look for free. No good. So no problem for New York.
Jose, congratulations.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Carmelo Anthony.
We've seen so many performances like that over the course of Carmelo Anthony's career.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure.
São Paris, São Paulo, França, Brasil. Aí, MC da UFP, Laboratório Fantasma. É nóis.
Os manos no posto, trampando a contragosto, feliz ou oposto. Aposto que sei da dureza que é a tristeza deformando o seu rosto. Se calos falassem, talvez o mundo escutasse, olhar no impasse, olhasse, limpasse, brilhavam vocês. Juro, pras minas no fronte, que for pra contar tem de monte. É tipo uma fonte dela, de fronte. É menina, sofre de verdade por toda a cidade. Ainda mais porque a palavra liberdade é feminina.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets going up against the Knicks in New York. Checking out New York, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. Al Jefferson played for several teams in his NBA career, but no matter what uniform he has on, he is a load, a real handful, Kenny.
Well, he could shoot the mid-range, Ernie, and that's probably his biggest asset. And, you know, then he could take you down on the block. That's probably one of his bread-and-butter moves. I like his jump hook, though, because when he goes to that, it creates space in the lane and allows guys to offensive rebound as well.
Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Keller. One with almost an entire new group here. Larry Sanders is checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Armstrong subbed in for Jose Calderon. Tony Snell's checked in for Charlotte. Setting the floor for the Hornets, Zeller and Jefferson are inside. Tony Snell is out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Batum in at the 3 spot.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Back to Walker. Uncovered. And he gets the bucket. Walker's got 5 now. And the Knicks with possession here. It's a 3-point game. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Aflalo dishes to Armstrong. And Sanders kicks to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go from deep. The Knicks rebound. Larry Sanders again.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Walker with it. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Houston.
And don't forget his unbelievable steal total in that game. I mean, almost to the point they didn't want to bring the ball up the floor.
Armstrong kicks to Thomas. There's the bucket. Good.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And it's working for him, Greg. You like that initiative, not settling for stuff on the perimeter.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Hawes comes in for Zeller. And it's Kid Gilchrist in for Nicholas Batum. Shot's good from Hawes.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Aflalo kicks to Armstrong. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
The Knicks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And taking a look back at last season, and what a season it was for them from the free throw line. 82% as a group.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
The Hornets shooting their first free throws of the game right now. And that one falls for Walker. Kemba Walker hits them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Here's Armstrong. If that misses, would have counted had it gone in. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor. You know, he may be having fun, but I'm not so sure playing street ball is really working out for Kemba, who needs to shoot better than 38% for the Hornets to go anywhere, doesn't he?
I'd have to agree with you. I mean, what might be better than continuing to play the same game you've been playing forever is to take your game to a new level. And that's going to take some discipline. I think Kemba has more than enough talent to be able to do that, but that's his challenge moving forward.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for him. That bench has really made a nice contribution.
Armstrong, he's in at the point. Trevor Booker is out there with Anthony. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Calderon in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 for New York right now. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pacers was not his usual self. He picked up 5 points, and he also added a few assists as he set up his teammates as well. A trend sort of developing now. It's been a streak of less than stellar games. These are hard sometimes to break out of, and we'll be watching to see him try to do just that, Kevin.
Great job, Doris, as always. Thank you. Well, not the kind of performance they count on, Greg, from him.
And that's the thing. I mean, they count on him heavily. When he fails to come through, then that's when you end up with the loss.
Sure thing. I mean, it's always going to be very difficult for them to pull out a win when he has the kind of game he did in that one, guys.
Hornets trail by 6. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Rejected by Armstrong. Now here's Calderon. Not a lot of room. Anthony, the pass to Armstrong. Back to Anthony. Over to the left wing. New York moving the ball around. Trying his luck deep. And it's Armstrong missing.
The only place for shots like that are in shoot-around.
Exactly. I mean, that shot is one he shouldn't even think about taking.
And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Calderon pulls it in. New York leading by 6. Up the floor. Here's Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Calderon.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Walker in the post. He's covered by Armstrong. And it's good. Walk through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. So we'll see Kemba Walker go to the line here. It's going to be on Jose Calderon. Larry Sanders is checked in for the Knicks. And then for Charlotte, Al Jefferson's checked in for Hawes. And Cody Zeller subbed in for Kid Gilchrist. The shot by Anthony, no good. Hornets trail by 6. Walker goes in. It's rebounded by Porzingis. The Knicks have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Anthony with the bucket.
And the transition defense now, guys, non-existent, invisible.
Yeah, 3 straight fast break buckets here. The D seems to be sleepwalking.
Back to Walker. And stolen by Freak. The shot misses.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Walker at the elbow. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Walker's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Knicks leading by 6. Calderon dishes to Armstrong. Anthony, no one around. Scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Looking at who's out there now for Jose Calderon. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Snell's checked in. The Hornets shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Man, I like their approach to the game right now. There's tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus on the officials.
Walker with it. Out defended by Freak. Pass to Batum. The feed to Jefferson. Fires, high post.
And, and he started off shooting it pretty well, but here in the second, he has started to falter.
And a wide open look for Freak. Here's Sanders. The Hornets pull it in. 1:29 left in the first half of basketball. Offensive rebound. That's good.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Thomas kicks to Armstrong. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, it seems like they're getting a little fat and sassy here, complacent in the second quarter.
We've seen their free throw attempts stagnate, not getting much going on inside. They can't get too comfortable.
That's good. And now just a 4-point New York lead.
He didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one. Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
New York shooting well. They're at 45%. Sanders passes to Thomas. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Walker. Shot is off. Now the Knicks take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. And it's a Flalo penetrating. Sanders dishes to Thomas. Passes it to Armstrong. Feeds to a Flalo. Thomas kicks to Sanders. Back to Thomas. New York moving it around. Tries from 10. It's stolen by Jefferson. Walker. The shot is off. And we're through the...
Well, Jose,
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half. And so it's the Hornets who come.
Well, Alex.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker's game is all about desire, and you can see it. He wanted to win tonight.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson.